You probably won't believe this, but forgiveness saved my life. Not in the dramatic, life or death kind of way, but in the quiet, invisible, deeply emotional way that changes everything without anyone noticing, except you. This is my story. Not of revenge. Not of retribution. But of release. Of freedom. Of how I discovered the unexpected power of forgiveness, and how it transformed my entire world. I was 22 years old when the biggest betrayal of my life shattered me. It was by someone I trusted more than anyone else, my own sister. Growing up, we were inseparable. My sister, Alina, was my hero. She was older, wiser, funnier. But all of that changed when she did the unthinkable. She stole the man I was in love with. Yes, that cliché betrayal. The kind you think only happens in bad TV dramas. But it was my real life. And it burned. I had been dating Daniel for 2 years. We had plans. A future. At least, that's what I thought, until I found out he'd been secretly seeing Alina for months. The discovery came by accident. A text message. A careless moment. One line, "I can't wait to see you tonight." Don't worry, she'll never know. She was me. I confronted them both. The lies, the excuses, the shame, it all came flooding in. And then, silence. A cold, suffocating silence that lasted for months. I wish I could say I handled it with grace. But I didn't. I spiraled. My heart hardened. I pushed people away. I couldn't trust. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't think of anything but how they ruined me. Anger became my comfort. Bitterness, my armor. You see, when you're hurt that deeply, holding on to the pain feels like power. Like control. As long as I stayed angry, I didn't have to feel weak. I didn't have to feel broken. But anger is a slow poison. And I was drinking it every day. One night, about a year later, I found myself crying in the shower. Not the dramatic movie-type sobbing, just quiet tears. Exhausted. Empty. I looked at my reflection in the mirror afterward. I barely recognized myself. I had become someone else. Cold. Cynical. Tired. And that's when I realized, they weren't the ones destroying me anymore. I was. My pain had turned inward. It wasn't their betrayal anymore, it was my prison. And I had the key. I just didn't know how to use it. I didn't wake up one morning and forgive them. It didn't come easily. Forgiveness, I learned, isn't an event. It's a process. The first step was admitting that I was tired of being angry. Tired of replaying the past. Tired of hurting. So I started small. I stopped checking their social media. I stopped telling people the story just to get sympathy. I stopped looking for ways to make them feel what I felt. I started journaling. Meditating. Reading about forgiveness, not as a favor to them, but as a gift to myself. The breakthrough moment came in the most unexpected way. I was at a friend's wedding. Ironically, it was in the same garden venue I had once imagined for my own. Halfway through the ceremony, I saw Alina across the lawn. We hadn't spoken in almost 2 years. She looked nervous. Like she wanted to disappear. And for the first time, I didn't feel rage. I felt sadness. For both of us. And in that moment, I realized I was ready to let it go. I walked over to her. We stood in silence for a long time. Then I said, "I don't hate you anymore." Her eyes filled with tears. She said, "You have every reason to." And I replied, "Maybe I did. But not anymore." Carrying that hate was only hurting me. She apologized. Genuinely. For everything. And for the first time since it happened. I believed her. We talked for hours that night. Not just about what happened, but about who we had become. No, we didn't go back to being best friends. But we started something new, something honest. Forgiveness didn't just change my relationship with her. It changed me. I started smiling again, really smiling. I began trusting people. I gave love another chance. I no longer needed revenge. I no longer saw myself as a victim. I started a support group for others who had been betrayed. We shared our stories, not to dwell in pain, but to show the strength of healing. One woman told me, "Your forgiveness gave me permission to start healing too." That moment made everything worth it. Here's what I've learned. Forgiveness isn't about saying what they did was okay. It's not about forgetting. It's about choosing peace over pain. Freedom over bitterness. It's not weakness. It's power, true, unexpected power. Because when you forgive, you reclaim your heart. You take your story back. You begin again. I don't know what you're carrying. Who hurt you? What wound still bleeds in silence? But I do know this. You deserve peace. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. But someday. Choose forgiveness. Not for them. For you.